Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of my Cyberpunk game, the wrap-up episode. Last episode, our intrepid heroes. One of them, Dong Hyun, had a head start on the rest of the party as he escaped the burning Sung Palace, which Kenishiro had set on fire with a rocket. He rocket jumped onto the roof. He innovated a brilliant hang glider out of some bed sheets and some wire and his scooter. And then he launched himself off the top and he rocketed to freedom. The other two, however, one of Kenishiro was challenged to a duel by Bao Ren, his old rival. Kenishiro accepted the duel. In the end, though, Kenishiro shot the gun out of Bao Ren's hands, picked it up, said, "Nah, we don't have to do this." Bao Ren eventually accepted, which gave the party time to wait for the helicopter. When the helicopter came, the Pechang police chief was with them, and after a long battle, they managed to evacuate with the data disk that would prove the links between Bonetti Tech and the Sung Triad, as well as the planted information that would exonerate Huang Gai, hide Barry's involvement, and clear Jim Caldwell's name. And this is where we begin.
Apparently, it also has some candid pictures of what's her fame.
Yes, also some very, very candid pictures of Miki Yatsumoto in full Sonic Rage mode. Okay, right. Anyway, the game begins. You hear the sound of the rotors of the chopper. The front of the chopper is a little broken and busted from Miki's sonic power, but it is continuing to fly over the forest, and it's heading towards Neo Tokyo. After a little while...
Could I attempt first aid on myself during the travelling?
You can, yes. Make me a healing roll at -1 for your wound.
-2 then in total.
-2 then in total. Right.
-1 for healing a wound and -1 for having. Okay, I'll take the 2.
All right. You try to patch yourself up, but you just groan in pain as it's just too difficult to patch yourself up right now. The one of the police chief just says, "Don't worry about that, kid. We'll sort you all out once we get back to the station. Won't be long now."
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate that.
He snorts. Okay. Slowly, you descend back down into the familiar sights of Neo Tokyo. And Kenishiro, you notice the familiar helipad atop the tank police station.
Oh, yes.
And you land there. Once you land, you are met by several police officers who salute the chief and then start... Well, firstly, they take Huang Gai off to a holding cell, as well as Han Shao. And Kenishiro, you are brought to the chief's office for debriefing.
Brilliant.
Okay, Kenishiro. Now we're out of that nasty little situation. Tell me, what's on this disc?
Well, Chief, we've got him. That links the triads with Bonetti Tech and some sort of weird cyber testing they're doing. Totally illegal in my opinion. I think you'll get the boys to look at it. You'll see the same. Not had a good look at it myself, though.
Kenishiro, Well, give us some time to analyze the data you found. So, the man is with you. He's an informant, right?
That's right.
And, so why exactly did you enlist Huang Gai's help getting this informant out of the place, then?
Kenshiro's eyes drift just above the chief's left shoulder again. You told me to keep my eye on him, Chief. Told me to keep him with me at all times. I went to meet the informant, and Huang Gai was with me at the time.
God damn it, Kenishiro. I told you to keep an eye on him. I didn't mean bring him into a base full of heavily armed triads.
Sir, if I may,
no,
you said yourself, keep him with me at all times. He's my responsibility.
Oh, God damn it, Kenishiro. Why do you take my advice so literally? You either take it too literally, or you don't take it at all. Anyway, just wait here until that data's finished analyzing. Then we'll see what we'll do about you and your friends, he says, snorting. All right. About 20 minutes go by, and a policeman comes in. He gives a salute. Sir, we've analysed the data found on the disk. It does indeed seem to prove there are numerous criminal activities, among them a link between Benetti Tech and the Sung Triad organization. This could be enough to form a serious case against Yang Sung and many of his lieutenants. We can really deal a seriously fatal blow to the organization with this, Chief. That's good to hear. And what does it say about Huang Gai and Jim Caldwell? Well, it appears from the data, oddly this data looks a little different than others, but this data appears to suggest that Jim Caldwell, Benetti Tech and the Sung Triad actually worked together to frame Jim Caldwell so they could get the reward. And the reward posted by the British Embassy, and hopefully cover up all their involvement. Well, maybe Jim Caldwell wasn't an international terrorist after all. Yes, it says that they just lured him there to the Iraguchi building, and it seems that Huang Gai, Jim Caldwell, and the man who was with him, they were all innocent. They were just stooges who were just trapped by this sinister Triad Benetti Tech organization. He just kind of gasps as if he doesn't even believe what he's hearing himself. Well, Kenishiro, good work. I think after this I can see my way to lifting your suspension from the force. Maybe even getting you behind the wheel of a tank again.
Kenshiro grins happily.
And it seems this exonerates Huang Gai as well. We're going to need to ask him a few basic questions about the incident. Make sure he didn't commit any crimes himself. But we shouldn't keep him here for too long. Your informant friend, though, we're going to have to keep him with us for a little longer. We're going to have to ask him everything he knows about the Triad.
Kenshiro nods.
Kenishiro. As for you, Kenishiro, you're free to go.
Chief, can I sit in on the interview with Huang Sao? He trusts me. Maybe I can get a bit more out of him.
If you insist. Okay. Anyway, Huang Gai, you're basically... I'm just going to kind of...
I need to know where Mickey is. I can't be having him leave me alone now. You can't take my monkey.
Okay, your pet monkey, I assume you protested that you wanted him with you. So they kept him in the interrogation room with you. He kind of hops up on the table, scratches his head a little bit. You're basically asked a few questions about what happened at the Sung Palace. What's your kind of... What are your answers?
I'm going along the lines of... yeah, well, I wasn't allowed to leave Thingy's side, and so I went with him, and I'd noticed that the informant was in trouble, so I tried to help him out.
All right. It seems that the investigating officer nods his head. What you say seems to corroborate Kenoshiro's story. Meanwhile, Kenoshiro, are there any specific questions you want to ask Han Shao, or are you comfortable with me just kind of doing an overview of that interview as well?
Basically, just wanted to sit in, basically to make sure that if Han Shao sort of starts treading ground where it might get a bit iffy with the story that I've told, I just want to sort of jump in and just say yes, and I was there, and this is what happened. Wink.
Okay, then. Make me a persuasion roll.
Really? 5 will do.
Okay. As the interview progresses, I mean, Han Shao seems to have a little bit of trouble kind of bullshitting his way through this completely fabricated story and presenting himself as anything like a reasonable man who regretted his hard life in the triads and just wanted to make amends. He seems to have trouble with that, but, you know, with a little prompting, you keep him on track, and the investigating officer with you seems fairly satisfied with the way things go. Anyway, after a little while, you and Huang Gai are allowed to leave the station.
Have I had my... have I had my injuries seen too?
Hang on a minute. Yep. A doctor positioned at the station for precisely these kind of occasions. He's there to oversee your wounds. The medical office. And yep, your wounds are fully healed. You're patched up. You're good to go. There's plenty of medical equipment in the office. A nice sort of laser stitching machine, which stitches shut any wounds you might have. I mean, the doctor kind of pulls your eyes open and just sees how bloodshot they are. It seems that most of the damage is actually psychosomatic. It seems that you received a severe amount of neural shock, and that actually affected the rest of your body negatively. This is very strange. Can you tell me what might have caused this?
I was struck by some form of beam, and it seemed to make me remember many terrible things.
Some kind of beam. I see. Was this a weapon? Some sort of laser gun or something?
Okay, so out of character. I suppose no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it depends on. Okay, it's Huanga. She seemed to use some form of psychic ability, from what I could tell.
Okay, so basically, in questioning, you've basically told the story that you've included Miki, or the reanimated body or whatever of Miki in your story. Then you haven't left that out.
Well, no, I mean, I guess I'd have told him that. Why would I have left that out? That's kind of important. It involves the original Benetti tech thing as well, so I'd have told them that.
It's also complicating
all the evidence.
What is it? Didn't the chief see her? Like,
yeah, the chief did see.
Helicopter.
You're right. Yeah, Shiro's center. Yeah, actually, they saw everything. Actually, yes, there's absolutely no reason for you to hide anything. I don't know why I think you would. Very good point. Yep, the physician nods. Some sort of weird psionics they seem to be experimenting with. Well, that's above my pay. Anyway, you should be all right now.
Thank you, Doctor. If I were you, I would consider preparing yourself for perhaps more injuries along these lines.
Yes. Hopefully not too many more. These sorts of injuries, if they were more severe, would be very difficult to treat with existing medicine, he says as he goes back to his work. Okay, right. Kaneshiro, Huangai, you are allowed to leave.
Cool.
On the way out,
two of you do?
On the way out, I want to go and see the guy that's attending the garage, and I wish to ask him if I can go see Winston, being as I'm might not be suspended anymore.
What, you wanna you wanna get right back in a tank?
Just want to go and see it. I want to go make sure they're looking after my tank.
After telling the engineers there that the chief has made a vocal promise to look into lifting your suspension, they grudgingly allow you to enter the hangar to see the rows of tanks. Anyway, however, before I can give you a good description of exactly what your tank looks like, you're going to have to wait to the next season.
Oh, no!
Anyway.
Okay.
Because I'll have to bloody stat it and design it and everything and find a picture of it.
Righto.
So we'll leave that for later. Anyway, meanwhile, before any of this even happened, Zinc, Donghyun, you are gliding peacefully through the night sky on your hang glider, just occasionally giving the odd rocket boost to give you an extra bit of speed. Your rocket, your sort of cyberkinetic energy in your body that you sort of transfer into rocket fuel, with your legs, it's starting to run very low now. But the momentum of the hang glider, as long as you just keep a straight course, you seem to be more or less okay. Where are you going to try? How are you going to try and land this thing? And where are you going to try and land this thing?
How close are the 1 second. What is there around me? Like, do I see anywhere? Like a pond, hay bales, normal stuff.
Make me a notice roll.
One second.
Yeah, you notice as you're gliding along, you see a shallow pond, and you also see a rice paddy nearby. As you start to get closer to Neo Tokyo.
Yeah, I'll try and land in the rice patty.
All right, make me a piloting roll, please.
Fuck's sake.
Don't worry, you've got 3 bennies.
Benny 1.
Benny number.
Benny 2.
Number 2.
Oh my god, just give me a 6. Benny number 3.
Oh no. Ah.
Seriously? The same roll every time. Apart from the first one where I rolled a 2 on my D4. Wow.
So you're trying to land this in a pond, right? Or is it the rice paddy?
Rice paddy.
Okay. Right. You sort of start kind of trying to descend, but you think you're yawing a bit too much. You've never flown a hang glider before in your life, so you don't really know what you're doing. You start descending a little bit too quickly, and basically you just sort of smash the hang glider down, sort of first into the ground, just kind of completely shattering the frame, and your sort of stomach rams into the handlebar quite intensely. Do 2d6 non-lethal damage to yourself.
Sorry, man, but I gotta say, if you knock yourself out on this, I'm gonna have a giggle.
He just found in a rice paddy with this masterwork Chinese armor on you.
I'm okay.
Okay, right. You're a bit again. You're dazed for about 6 or so seconds, but eventually you just kind of manage to kind of get up, cough a few times, shake your head a bit, and you're good to go again. You're in a rice paddy in the middle of nowhere. What do you do?
Frankly, probably not a lot.
Wearing a priceless suit of Chinese armor.
Oh, it's an attack!
1 second. I'm gonna get out of the rice paddy first.
Okay. Right, the paddy, the mud squelches beneath your feet as you clamber out of the rice paddy. A farmer approaches you with a very curious expression on his face as he looks at the crashed hang glider and the suit of armor you're wearing. He speaks to you in Japanese. What? Who are you? And are you a extreme sports enthusiast or something? Is this some kind of crazy stunt?
I'm gonna groggily say to him in Korean, "No time."
Do you still have your translation device on?
It just got very wet.
Okay. He looks at you curiously and just doesn't seem to know how to respond to this weird Korean man.
I draw my sword and charge away from him towards the city.
He opens his eyes wide in abject shock as you muddily stamp your way through the field and start running towards the city in your heavy armor.
It's an attack!
You don't see how he responds. He just seems to be gawping at you. Right, so you basically just run back towards the city.
Oh shit, I left my scooter. Fuck. Oh well. I guess I'm gonna have to make another one.
You're just gonna leave your scooter behind?
Yeah, damn. Oh well. 1 second, let me just mark that I've lost my scooter.
You could go back for it, I mean...
No, I can't go back now. I just look like a prick. I look like an idiot.
You already look like a prick.
Shut up. No, I look like an actual idiot.
A maniac crashing his hang glider and full armor into a rice paddy. You already look... I don't think you should be too worried about your dignity.
You can run back.
Anyway, all right.
You can charge back, shout something in Korean.
All
right, Dong forgot. All right, so you basically
still there.
You walk all the way back to Neo Tokyo then. Okay,
so I'm gonna try and find my way to berries. Well, no, at the point of getting to a road, I'm gonna try and hail a taxi.
Hail a taxi, okay.
Fucking lucky.
Not with my sword.
Make me a notice roll to find a taxi rank, or just somewhere where taxis might frequent. I mean, there are villages around the countryside. After a few hours, you'll probably find one.
So if he gets a double one, would he get hit by a taxi?
Well, obviously, if he gets a double one, he's not paying attention to the road as he's walking about. So
I don't get a double one. I've got 6. Now tell me
So you
what
got-
I find.
you got
Give me
a
my
6.
tattoo.
Okay, right. Actually, you find a small village, and there does indeed appear to be a phone there where you can call for a taxi.
Okay.
Alright.
How does the phone take money?
Basically, it just 1 credit for a call.
Yeah, but how does it take that 1 credit?
Well, digitally, like everything else, you just
What is it? Just like an?
insert your credit shit, and it'll deduct
Okay, that's
it off your
what I'm
account.
asking. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll call for my taxi.
All right.
You mark
Call
that
for a
1
taxi.
credit.
A taxi pulls up beside you. After you wait, in a suitable place, the taxi driver just gives you an odd look.
No time. Take me. What's the name of the district? Sod.
Bradbury Ward. The
Bradbury Ward. Take me, Bradbury Ward.
You understand Bradbury Ward, and he
Well,
nods.
no. I did say in Japanese. That's why it was in broken.
Okay, right.
Words.
He opens the door and lets you in, and takes you off to the Bradbury Ward.
How much does that cost me?
Okay, that costs you. It's a fairly long journey, so it's 20 credits.
Okay, cool.
Okay. After a while, the taxi pulls up to the Bradbury Ward, and you are let out. And I assume you kind of asked him to basically pull out in front of Barry's repair shop. Okay. Right. Deepy-deepy-doo.
Da-da-da-da.
Okay. Let's get rid of Donghyun. They're not there anymore.
Let's get cheeky with it.
Okay. Right. You pull up outside the shop, and he speeds off.
Kenshiro shoddy car still there?
My awesome car is still there, right? Well, no, it's not mine, is it? Shit. Balls. It's not mine.
Kenshiro shoddy car has been taken elsewhere.
Toad. Alright, I'm gonna peek into the door. Does it seem to be open?
Yep, the door seems to be open. It's like the middle of the day now.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You spent quite some time. Your eyes, your eyes are a bit hazy now. You've been up for quite a while.
I'm gonna trod my way in.
All right, you trod your way in, stamping mud all over the nice carpet.
Carpet, really? Not linoleum?
Anyway, you stamp your way in, just getting mud and water everywhere. The loud clanking echoing out. You see that Barry, Desmond, and Marcus are chatting behind the counter. Barry just opens his eyes wide as he looks at you. Dong, you're back.
I draw the sword, place it on the counter. Yes, I make it back.
He kind of raises his eyebrow at the armor and the sword. What the bloody hell happened?
I explain in a sec. Translate, no work.
Oh. Get him another one of those. Alright. Desmond goes over, gets your translator. Then he goes back, reaches under the counter, gets you a new one, puts it on your head. Once again, the speaker comes out and seems ready to translate your voice.
Yeah. Thanks, Monkey Boy.
Desmond gives you a sneer. Alright, fuck off. Right, anyway. Yes, what happened?
Okay, so, as you saw when we were leaving the compound, I was heroically leading us to get this information planted in a very carefully planned out manner.
Right.
Unfortunately, the Kenishiro's rocket launcher that you gave him caused quite a disturbance at the front gate, and then again at the back gate as we were trying to exit.
Oh, God. Why the bloody hell did I give him one of those?
So,
are they dead? What happened?
Well, first things first. Yeah, Miki Matsumoto. She was there. Again.
She was there?
Yeah,
Again?
no, yeah, and now she's got psychic powers. You know how she was like a robot or something. Oh, sorry. You know how she was a cyborg, android of sorts. Yes. Well, she was being recreated, and then something went haywire, and she just popped out of her pod and started silently blasting us with like bad memories and whatever.
Psionics. My God.
Yeah.
At this point, Marcus speaks up. Yeah, man. This must have been something to do with the data that Jim Caldwell gave me. God rest his soul. There was something about them trying to suppress psionic research. And maybe this links into all this. Maybe this is what the conspiracy was all about all along.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a possibility.
Anyway, we got the data planted and the disc back, but I don't have the disc. I left it in the trustworthy hands of Huang Gai, but I have not seen him yet, as I'm not even sure if he escaped alive. They appear to have been confronted upon their exit.
Well, at least you planted the data. At least that gets all of us off the hook.
Yep, that's the important bit. So, yeah. Anyway, I've got this armor, which I found. I thought it might be worth a few bucks. Just need to find somewhere to fence it to. I mean...
Well, as it happens, that's my line of work.
Ah, fantastic. So yeah, I've got this armor, I've got this sword. Yeah. I thought that was the most interesting stuff in the weapons room, really. They had, like, you know those robot spider things? Yeah, they had those. They had countless guns, but this I thought would be the most beneficial to our cause.
Desmond comes over. Right, all right. Give us that armor and that sword, then. I'll get it evaluated.
Alright, do you mind giving me a hand taking it off?
Desmond reaches down, starts undoing the clasps, helping you remove the armor. He carries it, he kind of groans a little as he carries the armor and the sword to the back. Bloody hell, that armor looks like it must be incredibly old, but incredibly well preserved. The artwork and the craftsmanship is beautiful. Where did you get this?
About that. You know Sung Triad's palace, right? Well,
yes.
It was in their armory in a glass case. And I thought it'd be better outside the glass case on me to protect me from any more bullets that may come my way. And it did, for one bullet, and then everything else was fine.
Right, well, that's okay then. I suppose nothing wrong with grabbing a little extra stuff in the chaos. That should fetch a good price. I'll give you a commission on it, don't worry. As for now, I suppose all we can do is wait and see what happened to Kenishiro and Huang Gai. I hope they got out all right.
Yeah. What we may want to do is, what I have been planning is I'm gonna try and look into a way of stopping anything further happening with this psionic research. Because the havoc that a robot could wreak with psionics, that is just... It was inconceivable. She was nigh unstoppable.
That theory. That whoever had this conspiracy to stop psionic research, they wanted to stop it precisely because they're involved whatever the hell this cyber psionic shit is doing. It must be in their best interests. Yes, that certainly seems plausible. And whoever's conducting this research, whoever's behind all this, whatever Miki Yatsumoto actually is, it could have very horrible, horrible effects for all of us. Yes, Dong, I agree. That's we should try and look into a way to get to the bottom of this and see who or what is actually really behind all of this.
If it could be possible through a number of your contacts, I need to set myself a lab up. I need to make some experiments to see what I can do. And I feel it'd probably be best if Huang Gai and Kenishiro did not know about this one.
All right, then.
Or
I can see
that
how
I got out alive, really.
You want me to say you died?
Or just that you hadn't seen me. I mean, take it however you wish. I just don't want them to know where I am.
Well, what about us, Dong Hyun? Is this the end of your gainful employment? Are you fading back into the shadows from whence you came?
I didn't come from the shadows. I was taken by the shadows. But the shadows, I've quite taken to them. I feel me and the shadows have got quite some business to do.
I am Bat Dong.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
I love
It
it, man.
bad.
It's great. I like
Good.
teasing.
It was proper I am Bat Dong. That was awesome.
All right, Dong. Well, in that case,
I will happily work in partnership at times. It's just I feel it may be time for me to do some stuff just to be done. I need to sort of get my foothold here in Neo Tokyo, and as much as it would be nice to be taken under your wing, true power comes from being independent.
I suppose I can respect that. All right. Well, you know my comm frequency if you ever need to get in touch again. I might still need to contact you, but for now, it's been good working with you. He holds out his hand.
Dong goes to high five it.
He kind of high fives back, kind of awkwardly. Yes, well, all right. I'll wire you the money from the sale of that armor later. But for now, I suppose it's the last time we're going to see each other for a while.
Thank you very much. I'll see you later. He puts on his shades, turns around, puts his umbrella up, and walks out of the shop.
Dong Hyun, good luck. Remember, don't let the hatred from your past consume your future.
Dong Hyun appears to be singing with a bit of a na 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 na.
All right. So, Dong Hyun, I guess you walk out of the shop and out of this campaign for now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Right. Here, let me grab you. I'm going to make you disappear. Okay. Right. Okay. Huang Gai and Kenishiro Breton.
I'd like to speak to the chief before we leave.
All right. You ask a police officer if you can speak to the chief, and yes, you are granted an audience with the chief.
Kanashiro, would you come with me, please?
Hold my hand.
So Kenshiro's gone to see the tank. Is the tank in good nick? I don't need a description of it. Has it been looked after properly?
The tank is in good condition. It's been looked after. The engineers here are very good. They take great pride in their work. It looked like, if anything, it might have been a bit underused.
Well, it's been kept
shy.
in good nick. So Kenshiro isn't with Wang at the moment. He's inspecting his tank, gives it a nod, walks back into the station. He's done what he's wanted. Just want to make sure his tank's okay. He's good now. He's happy. Gives the engineers a nod on the way out. Just says like, "Good work, boys. Keep it up."
They smile and nod back.
Okay, so I'm walking back into the station and I'm heading for the tech guys. So at the moment, Juan, you can't see me, but please do go ahead and speak to the chief because that will have taken some time.
Oh, okay. I actually wanted you to come with me to speak to the chief.
Oh, okay.
Well, are you just going to patiently wait for Keneshiro to finish
I'll
his
wait
comments?
because he's going to help me.
Okay, I'll
So,
also
right.
stroll right on into the tech guys' room like I meant to be there as Kenshiro walks about the office like that.
All right. There is a sort of small laboratory for analyzing evidence, forensics, that kind of thing. I mean, this is the tank police. It's not as large as it would be for a more regular police. I mean, tank police don't exactly do that many homicide or vice cases. I mean, they're more of a SWAT team, really. But there is a small laboratory there.
So yeah, I want to walk into the tech thing, throw my photo. Are there any tech boys in there at the moment?
Yeah, there's one in there.
Just one, brilliant. So I'll stroll in like I own the place. Do I know him? Do I recognise him? Is he a work friend or an acquaintance? Some guy I've never seen before?
Yeah, you recognise him. His name is let's see, Genji. Genji Shimazu. He's he's in his 30s. He's fairly well kempt. He's he keeps to himself. He's a fairly nerdy guy. He likes computers. Fairly fairly typical in that regard. He's busy poring over the data that you provided them with earlier.
So good.
Hello, Keneshiro. Some very interesting data you brought back here.
Kenshiro, as he walks in and gives his address, he goes, "Hey, big man," and I will throw him my phone.
He kind of slaps it around in his hands as he tries to catch it, and eventually manages to catch it and looks a bit. What do you want me to do with this?
Just need you to put a copy of that data on there.
I don't know. Has this been authorized by the chief?
Well, of course it has. Why would I be asking if it hadn't been authorised? Come on, get on with it. We've got a few things to do. Hey, how have you been anyway? And offers him a cigar. Turns on the charm, trying his damnedest. He sometimes slips into his old bit brash, but that's his lovable character.
All right, make me a persuasion roll at +1.
Screw that, I'm re-rolling.
Well, that's pretty bad.
Probably do the job.
There you go. Okay. Don't forget D-Wild die, just in case. All right. Okay. He kind of strokes his chin a little suspiciously, but then kind of nods. Yeah, all right. I mean, I suppose since you're the one who's got the data, you've probably seen it all anyway. I guess the chief just wants to see what you can make of it. All right, just make sure you don't show that data to anyone else, all right? I mean, we definitely need to keep this under wraps. This isn't something we want getting out to the general public.
Absolutely, I won't mention it if you won't.
He nods and he downloads data to your phone. That's all the pertinent data that you recovered. Is there anything else you needed, Kenishiro?
I'll take the phone back, give him like a thumbs up and a point. Nope, you're the man. Good work, keep it up.
Smiles and nods, seeming glad to be recognised by Kenishiro, the alpha male as such of the department. All right. So the two of you go and see the chief then.
Yep.
Cool.
Obviously,
knock
Juan
on the
finds
door.
me. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You okay? You knock in. Come in.
Okay, I'd like to enter. Kanishiro's with me at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good,
Yes.
good. Right, okay.
Kenshiro, Huang Guy, what do you need? I'm busy poring over this data, seeing what we're going to do with it, seeing how we're going to make our case.
Hello, Chief. Seeing as you are busy, I will try to make this brief. I am quite an accomplished fighter, as Kaneshiro may be able to attest. I am also accomplished at first aid. It has also come to my attention that Kaneshiro is requiring a partner. I would like you to consider myself.
Kenshiro looks at him, gives him a funny look. He's not quite sure what to make of this. This is kind of out the blue, he thinks.
At this point, the chief... Now, Huang Guy, you've been looked at with contempt and disgust quite a few times since looking at Neo Tokyo. But the amount of contempt, disgust, and confusion you see written across the chief's face truly outdoes them all. You're an illegal immigrant who wants to be a partner of a suspended police officer with no training whatsoever. Is that what you're telling me?
He says that, Kenshiro snaps. Suspended? Chief! I thought we had an accord.
We did, but you're not... I haven't managed to get you unsuspended yet. It's barely been a few hours.
Kenshiro nods.
If I'm working for the police force, then I would not be, what is it you called me, an illegal immigrant? I will be a working citizen of Japan.
He just basically laughs.
Kenshiro tries to hide a smile.
Kenishiro, did this guy get knocked too badly on the head while you were getting out of that place?
Again, looks over his left shoulder. Couldn't quite say, sir.
If you want Japanese citizenship, go to the immigration office. That's not my problem. Once you've actually got a Japanese passport, then you can go to police academy, and then we can talk about maybe whether you're going to be in my department.
Kenshiro seems to be thinking something over.
Do I look like a goddamn recruitment officer?
No, you do not, sir. However, I thought that you being aware of my skill would mean that you would take an exception. I have gone with Kenishiro inside of a triad base. How many of your police officers out there have done that?
He snarls at you. I've had a lot of good cops die in the line of duty fighting the triads, so don't you start talking to me like that, boy.
Kenshiro breaks in. Breaks in because, Juan, you're digging a hole, mate. So Kenshiro breaks in, shrugs his shoulders a bit, and says, well, can't recruit him, Chief, but why not deputise him? He seems pretty useful so far. He might know more.
If you want to finish, Hero, that's your business. But for now, I don't really appreciate... I'm just going to put it down to cultural differences why this guy thinks he can come in here and demand a job from me.
I was merely asking, Chief. I was not demanding.
Yeah. And I gave you my answer. If you want to be a Japanese citizen, go to the immigration office. For now, get the hell out of my office.
Huanga sighs with a little bit of sadness and leaves.
Just as Kenshiro's
Alright.
leave, he just wants to again sort of shrug at the chief. It's well, always need recruits, chief. No harm in deputising him for a week, and then wanders off before he can answer. Give him something to think about.
The chief does not seem to be putting this at the forefront of his mind as he continues working. Okay, right. Right, what do you two do now?
Well, Kenshiro is going to suggest we have a bit of unfinished business with a friend of ours.
Okay. Wait, what?
Wait, what? Kenshiro just grins and sort of motions to follow and heads back towards the garage. I'm not going in the tank, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
If one guy goes with him, I don't know who we're visiting. I can think one of two people.
Okay, so I'll throw the keys to the other car to the garage boys and ask them to drop my car off at my house. Obviously, I can't go anywhere near it, and hopefully the car's still there.
You mean your knacker car that?
No, my cool sports car that I got. That I left
Did
near
did that actually get delivered to you?
It did. I drove it to the bloody place, the Triad place, but I didn't get it too close. It was going to be escape.
Didn't.
I did. It was going to be Plan B escape. I fucking did. We can review past footage if you wish. I drove it there. It was going to be Plan C escape.
Right. So you're telling them your Super Flash car is parked in the forest somewhere outside the Sunkriya Palace.
Yep.
And throwing them the keys and saying, bring it back if you can in one piece.
Yep. Just explain the situation. Obviously, I've been on an undercover mission. I can't be seen in that area. Can you go grab it and give me a loaner?
All right. Make me a persuasion roll, please.
So glad I spent another point in persuasion.
They don't seem to be exactly jumping at the chance to loan you a cop car, given you're still technically suspended.
Bastard. Oh, well, I'm not re-rolling that. I don't know. I might know. No, well, hang on. Let me just review my funds.
You've got 2 bennies left?
No, I mean how much money I've got. I don't know if I've spent it all.
You've got enough money for a taxi.
I don't know, mate. I'm pretty
skint.
You actually spent
it all, haven't you?
No, I've got a little bit left. I've got 70 credits left. It's not too bad.
Yeah, that should be enough for a taxi.
Yeah, well, screw it then. Well,
right?
What are the chances they're going to pick my car up?
Basically, they tell you that they'll do their best to recover your car, but they say they're not going to loan you a cop car while you're still suspended. You'll have to wait until it's lifted before you can take a cop car.
Alright, boys, fair enough. And we'll try and go get a taxi.
Alright, yep, you find a taxi easily enough. It's 5 credits to get to the Bradbury ward. You're not too far away.
Jolly good. Off we go.
You drive down to the Bradbury ward. It is pleasantly British, as always. Pull up outside of Barry's repair shop, and then the taxi speeds away. And hang on, let me just make you exist again. Do 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 do.
Cool.
Okay, you're outside of Barry's repair shop now. Oh, fuck, I haven't put you in the right scene yet. Oh, no, you are in the right scene. There you go.
We're good.
Yep. Excellent.
In we go.
In you go. All right, you step inside. It looks like Marcus and Barry on behind the desk, or behind the counter, rather. Couple of guards lingering about. Huang Gai, Kenishiro, good to see you again. I thought the two of you were dead.
Hello, Barry.
Kenshiro giggles. Well, doesn't giggle, does he? He laughs. Haha, dead? No, not me.
Well, what happened? Did you upload the worm? Did you recover the data disk?
Data disk, no, but here's your information. Hands the phone. Puts the phone on the desk with the data on it. I'll need that back.
Oh, all right. He nods as he takes the phone, downloads the information. So, shall we leak this information anonymously to the police then, or are you going to handle that?
Kenshiro grins. Barry, that's the next thing I've got to tell you. We've not done business, my friend. I know you're the sort that will understand why, but just so you know, I'm back on the force. And gives his little thumbs up and point at him. Don't do anything that's going to make me arrest you.
He smiles and chuckles. Don't worry, I won't make you do anything that makes you arrest me. As long as you remember who gave you that flashy sports car you're currently driving.
Absolutely. Maybe a friend like you could be useful to a man like me.
Oh, certainly. And a friend like you could be useful to a man like me. But I understand if you want to keep our friendship on the down low. I know plenty of cops who prefer not to make it public knowledge there, my friend. He chuckles a little. Anyway, if you were successful, did you manage to bring the data back to the police? Have they started making a case against the triads?
Yep, the case is looking quite strong.
Excellent. If the worm's been uploaded, it means Huang Gai, you're off the hook.
Indeed.
Well, hopefully this means that the triads aren't going to be killing me anytime soon. And I suppose our business is concluded. Done some very good work. You've saved my life, and you may very well have saved it again.
Have you seen anything of Dong?
Dong, Barry just kind of scratches his chin for a little bit. No, I haven't seen Dong.
Would I, as a policeman, pick up on any body cues that you may be lying?
Make me a... Would that be notice? I guess it would be notice.
Wouldn't it? Wait, investigation.
Sure it's notice, 'cause
would
I
it-
don't think it is this.
I think it'd
Oh,
be.
what
I
it-
think
what
it'd
is
be
it?
like a. Well, I don't know. I think it will possibly be notice. Investigation's more to do with like going through data,
Yeah, maybe it is.
investigating
Maybe it is.
clues.
Yeah, just give me a notice.
I'll keep it the 4.
He does seem to hesitate before giving his answer, but you couldn't. You don't know if he's. You couldn't say he was lying.
But he may know
Certain.
something. Is it something I'd noticed that maybe? Yeah.
He seems to be. He seems
Just
to
that
maybe,
slight hesitation.
He seems to hesitate,
Yeah.
but you definitely wouldn't bank that he was lying.
Are you
So-
sure? I thought Dong was
Do you have
with
any
you.
idea?
I thought it was one of your boys.
Well, he was a employee for a short period. I suppose you could consider him that. But in any event, you were with him. What did you see? What happened to him? When was the last time you saw him?
Last thing I saw of him, he was running through the palace after rocketing onto the roof like an absolute nutcase.
Really? Oh. Okay then. So he rocketed onto the roof, and that was the last you saw him then.
Oh no, we picked him up again inside the palace, and then as we were making our way out, off he goes.
Huh. And that was the last time you saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he left us in there.
Well, typical Dong to think of himself. Well, he could. What?
That is so funny that a typical Dong to think of himself.
If you think about it,
Yes.
dongs do tend to think of themselves.
True story. Oh, sorry.
Well, sometimes they think of other people, but not in their whole personality. Maybe their whole personality.
Well, he could be alive, he could be dead. I suppose we've got no way of knowing. I'll try and put the feelers out, tell people in the know to keep an eye out for him, but if not, there's a good possibility he may well have died.
Kenshiro just shrugs, just makes a little note of the hesitation, doesn't really need to pick up on it, doesn't have any reason to investigate that further at the moment. He's just make a little note of the hesitation. That's about it.
I surely hope he has not died.
Yes, me too. When he was with me, he was a good employee. I hope he turns up alive. Anyway, Hangai, Kenishiro, thank you for the help you've given me. I don't suppose you want any more dirty money from me as a reward, Kenishiro.
Kenshiro grins. Dirty money can become clean. Give it a wash.
Chuckles. All right then. Well, he gets his credit shit out. I've spent a fair amount these last few days repairing my shop, fighting triads, acquiring rocket launchers. So you'll understand I'm a little bit depleted, but hopefully business should be good for a while, especially since I've got less competition, most likely.
A little
That'll
bit
open up some new
depleted.
markets.
A little bit depleted. Kenshiro looks a little bit outraged. You wouldn't have a business if it wasn't for us.
He
Whistles to the
chuckles
back.
slightly.
Whistles at the back. Hey, Desmond, you back there? Have you heard what your boss is saying? I'm going into nearly going into a southern accent there. A bit of a cockney.
Desmond comes out. Huh? Scott. Oh, Kenishiro. All right, mate.
Offers his hand and then sort of pulls him towards him, gives him a pat on the back. And what do you say to this? Your boss here is telling us that he's a bit short. I'm just sort of saying, he wouldn't have a business if he wants for us. I think he should be a bit more generous, don't you?
Yeah, he is fucking short. And plus, more money he gives you, less there is for me.
Kenshiro just has a laugh at
chuckles.
him. He's finding it amusing, yeah. Another alpha male. We're having a bit of a bromance here.
Anyway. Here's 500 credits for the both of you. He brings out his credit shit, expecting you to kind of scan yours over his.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Sure.
Alright, you may both add 500 credits. There you go.
Checks it out, and then Kenshiro grins once more to Barry. What, no Barry bonus?
That is my Barry bonus. I expect you returning that information to the police is going to help your career quite substantially. Assuming that's what you've done.
Kenshiro still grinning, just nods. Yeah.
Anyway, Kenishiro, Wangai, is there anything else you need to discuss with me?
That is all, Barry. I do believe I would prefer a more straight line of work.
Right, so you're done stealing clot and planting worms in triad bases for me. Oh,
I
well.
believe so, Barry.
Well, I know that he just walks around the counter and just looks at you directly. I know we didn't exactly get along well when we first met, but maybe in some way you understand now that though we have different ways of looking at the world, we both try and do the good we can in our own ways. He holds out his hand.
I guess I'll shake his hand and I'll say, perhaps, Barry, but there is still much for you to learn.
Much for everyone to learn, including you, Huang Guy. Chuckles slightly.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I don't want to argue with him again.
All right. Anyway, gentlemen. Is there anything else?
Peruse around his shop, see if there's any cool pistols.
What are you looking for, Kenishiro?
Basically something more powerful than this, and I'll show Barry my gun. I think it's time I'm due an upgrade.
Colt 1911. Oh yes, I can find you something better than this, no problem. Oh, hang on a minute. There's a news report. It seems the wheels are already in motion. Take a look at this. He turns a little monitor on the front desk. Breaking news. Recently, it has been uncovered scandalous information linking Benetti Tech to the Sung Triad in some sort of hideous cybernetic organ trading organization. Apparently, the Urban Redevelopment Fund has been buying stolen cyberware taken by the Triads in some sort of twisted scheme to sell back victims and poor people in the slums the goods that have been stolen from them. This is truly a shameful enterprise if it turns out to be true. Benetti Tech's lawyers have been scrambling to deny all connection with the Sung Triads. Sung Triads, however, in a series of daring raids, many of their lieutenants have already been arrested. And Yang Sung, the leader of the organization, is purportedly on the run, the police searching for him. He is still at large. This will have severe repercussions for the Sung Triad organized crime organization, and also for Benetti Tech, who are now in a desperate battle to prove their innocence in this new evidence that has been unveiled. Police have been tight-lipped about where this information has come from, but they have said it is solid. Also, the international terrorist Jim Caldwell, once fought to be linked to international terrorist organizations, apparently was framed by Benetti Tech and the Sung Triad, who had him killed after he tried to clear his name coming to Japan. This has been very interesting new updates to the situation. In England, the House of Lords has voted, instead of burying Jim Caldwell at an unmarked grave, because of this new evidence that has arisen, he will be given a proper funeral at Westminster Abbey. At this point, the news just goes on to another story. Well, it's good to see that Jim will be getting a proper send-off, and his family and friends, they won't have to remember him as a terrorist.
Indeed.
Kenshiro sort of shrugs. Who's Jim? Not really met the guy. Out of character. Hooray!
Well, Kenishiro, come back to me in a few days, and we'll sort out a new sidearm for you. Oh, and make sure none of your police friends see you coming in here, though.
And she was sort of giving him a funny look. Don't worry about that. Holds out his hand. Phone.
Oh, yes. Marcus? Marcus has finished fiddling with the phone. Okay, man. I'm looking forward to looking over all this data, seeing what we can find out about this kind of cybernetic, psionic shit. It looks like some serious shit from what I've seen so far. If I find out anything, maybe I'll give you a call, Kaneshiro. See if you can make any more sense of it. Whoever these people are, they seem to have a grudge against us just as much as you guys now.
Kaneshiro, give him a nod. Mm-hmm.
Whatever the hell Miki Yatamoto is, we gotta find out. Before she finds us. He looks concerned for a minute. But for now, though, I think we can take it easy for a little bit. While you analyse that data, Marcus. And the police makes their case against the Triads and Benetti Tech. Kenishiro, Huangai, you two have been working very hard over the last few days. Why don't you rest? Take it easy. Spend that money well.
Indeed, Barry, we will.
I hope to see you gentlemen again soon.
Right, Kenshiro nods, and he's going to say, "Hey Desmond, fancy dropping me off at my place?"
Oh, fucking hell! Being treated like a bloody taxi driver again.
Mate.
All right then. All right, come on, you bugger. He leads you out to a car.
Just as I'm leaving, I'm gonna say, Juan, don't go too far. I've still got to keep an eye on you. I'll give you a little bit of space though. Meet me back at my place. Off he goes.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So, Huangai, where do you go, and where do you go, Kaneshiro?
I'm getting a lift back to my place because I want to analyse the data myself with my investigation skill.
Well,
and what about you? What about you, Huangai?
That depends on how much time we've got left. Is this going to be setting off into the sunset time?
Yeah, this is setting off into the sunset time pretty soon.
Well, I'd like to... Huangai is going to return to the dojo after visiting the place to become a Japanese citizen.
You're going to go to the immigration office?
Yep.
How about you do that after you go back to the Kimono Dojo? Because I do not want to role play applying for fucking Japanese citizenship. I do not think that makes a very interesting role play.
That's what you get, right? For not having the police chief fucking sort me out.
Could have just deputised him, mate. We gave you an option.
Yeah, you totally did. And now Huangai wants...
Okay,
it's got to do it while it's still open.
The technicalities of the Japanese immigration system solved after this session is over. How about for now you just go back to the Kimono Dojo?
Will it still be open?
Well, I mean, even if it isn't, Yusaku Kimono lives there along with some other students, family members. So,
all right.
Plus, do you want to sleep in first place? Do you want to sleep on the seats? What do you want to do?
I suppose I do want to sleep at his place. I could afford a hotel if he doesn't want me to stay there anymore. I just kind of wanted to go there while it was still open, pick up some paperwork, maybe.
Go to the immigration office.
I don't know how it
Okay.
works.
Right.
You're the
Anyway,
game master.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to go back to the dojo then?
I guess.
Okay. I'm sorry we couldn't do that exciting trip to the immigration office.
I was
right.
up for it.
Well, I wasn't. Okay. Right. Do. Kenishiro, you take Desmond's car back to your apartment.
Has
Your
my car
apartment
been
is
delivered?
just- Yes. For convenience sake, let's say yes. Your shiny new sports car has been delivered to the front. Meanwhile, you see your swarthy-looking landlord looking at the car. This couldn't belong to anyone who lives here. Kenishiro, you deadbeat! You still owe me some back payment on your rent.
Whistles to him. Hey, step away from my car.
This thing belonged to you? Gasps in disbelief.
How much back rent do I owe? Do I actually know?
But you owe him. You can easily pay it with the dirty money.
I've had it washed. It's clean money, honestly. I'll pay him some dirty money then.
All right. You pay him a amount of money, which I will sort out with you after this game is over, and he just kind of
A month in advance as well.
He's shocked as you give him the rent well in advance. You stumble upon a gold mine or something, Kenishiro.
Back on the force. Back pay.
Well, anyone in the police force these days.
Fucking
grumbles.
won't.
He grumbles.
Fucking won't.
And he goes back inside. So I assume you go back to your apartment then?
Yep, I want to have a little look at that data. Probably get something to eat, then have a look at the data. In fact, I'll treat myself. I'm going to order some takeaway. And have a look at the data.
You give yourself a little treat and have a look at the data. Huangai, you take. You've still got your train card.
Yay.
And if you don't, then Barry's been nice and given you another one.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, it was
How
in your
long does it
backpack.
last?
You recovered your backpack, so it's fine. It lasts for let's just say 6 more months.
6 months. Okay.
All right, you take the train back to your house, or rather not your house, the Kimano dojo. Kimano Yusaku meets you at the door after you knock on it. Huangai, it is you again. I'd grown worried about you. I had not seen you return for the night once more.
Hello, Master Kimano. I have had much trouble since I have arrived in Japan, I can assure you.
Yes, I fear you may be getting in the wrong crowd in Neo Tokyo.
Fear not. It has all been sorted now. There have been a few men who have been bothering me. However, I have spoken to the police. You met my police friend here the other day.
Yes, I did.
I apologise for his rudeness.
Well, unfortunately, I have some bad news for you, Huanga.
What is wrong?
Oh no.
Your brother, he has joined another martial arts school in the area, and I feel he is trying to poach my students. He is openly denouncing our ways, and my art. As well as you, Huangai.
I see.
There is a lot of hate and anger in his heart. I hope you can dispel it and get him to stand. He does not need to take it out on me or my school or you. Yeah, that may take some time.
I apologize for the troubles I have brought you, Master Kimani.
For now, though, I'm glad to have you back. He leads you inside. Anyway, Kenshiro. Right, you're reviewing the data, right? You're poring over it.
Oh yes.
Okay, right. What are you looking for in particular?
Okay, so in particular, what I'm looking for is any links to other triads, the location of this triad, anything to do with triad. I'm still hating on triads. Maybe not hating as much on Bao-Ren now, but triads in general I'm hating on. I still dislike Bao-Ren. It was sort of because of the actual conversation they had at the time. It was like the climax of his emotional well-being. It was a little stumble when he realised Bao-Ren is a little bit like him, so he still thinks he might want to kill him, but he's a bit weird with it now. It's like if it was film, everyone would be shouting, "Just kiss already!"
So you're looking for information on like Bao-Ren and on information on other triads, right?
And what the hell that Miki was going on with that Miki thing? Haven't got that much idea about psionics. I've just heard about it. Maybe you know what I mean. The rumours going around, anything linked with Miki as well, and anything that I think that possibly the boys down back at the station might miss because they're not as good as Kenshiro.
Okay, make me an investigation roll.
I'm totes on top of investigating. Check this. I'm going to roll like a 28.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe a 7. Alright.
Okay. You discover a veritable treasure trove of information. About sort of Bao-Ren's various dealings, crimes that he could very well be implicated in, where he lives. A treasure trove of information. However, as you're looking at this, you notice kind of out the corner of your eye, there's this sort of this news feed. And it notes that Bao-Ren was one of the Triad lieutenants who appeared to have disappeared in the confusion. One of the ones that the police have not managed to successfully raid or capture or arrest.
Damn.
As for links between the Sung Triad and other triads, yep, you find plenty of information about their dealings with other triads they've had rivalries with, triads they've had wars with, costings of various things. It seems like the Worm, it didn't want to download just all the information on all the servers.
Yeah.
But, you find a fair amount, enough to kind of get you started, enough to get you going, enough to kind of, a good few leads.
Let's go fuck up some more triads, brilliant. Grins at that. And what about Miki?
As for Miki Yatsumoto, you just see the text coming across the screen. Special Project X, reconstruct, subject, Miki Yatsumoto. Information on project. You notice instead of like reading out more words, just what do you call the little line? The line when you click on a word processor, it flickers. Anyway,
I know what you mean, I don't remember.
The cursor point. You just said about the cursor point. Yeah.
Yeah. The cursor point, it just flickers for a moment. and then words on the screen read, "Trying to find out more about me? I'm very flattered."
Shiro nearly falls out of his chair. What the fuck?
You fall out of your chair, so you no longer see the words on the screen.
Let's quickly
but now
scramble
you
up.
and now you hear the words in your head as well. "You should be careful about trying to watch me, Kenishiro. I'm still out there. You can never see all of me, but I can see you."
Saw her boobs last time.
Fuck off, Bod.
Sorry.
Anyway, there we go. That is the end of season 1.
Bud ruined it with the boobs.
It's true.
Oh god. Anyway, yes.
Can you imagine it on the end of something like Walking Dead? What will happen next season? And we saw her boobs. Brilliant. That is awesome. Do you know what? I take that back. You've just made the ending. That's brilliant.
Well, no, it's like you won't see all of me. Bullshit. I seen the boobs.
Bod is not thinking in the most metaphysical sense, but thinking in the most purely physical sense. Right. Anyway, right, there we have it. That was season 1 of my Cyberpunk game. Yep. Now we're going to edit. Now we begin the arduous process of editing, and again, nice, new, and shiny with new content. So stay tuned for that. We're going to take a few breaks. We're going to take a fair old break from this game until we figure out what we're going to do for next season, or maybe an entirely different roleplay. We'll see. But for now, this has been Brick Hardcastle. This has been Darius.
Yes.
Say hi, Dal.
How do?
This has been Bods.
Hello, bye, Even.
And this has been Zinc. Playing fucking Hearthstone.
I'm not playing Hearthstone. I thought I'd just mess with you.
You fuckhead. Anyway, yes, we hope you all have enjoyed the first season of my Cyberpunk game. Goodbye, everyone. See
Love
you
you,
next
bye.
season.
I hope some of you enjoyed it, because I didn't.